What's happening there, citizens of the Reject Nation? We are here to watch Black Mirror Season 6, Episode 3. It's the one with Aaron Paul. I'm excited. John, how are you feeling?
I could not be giddier for Aaron Paul on Black Mirror.
He was actually, I believe, a voice in on that riff on Star Trek with Jesse Plemons, if I'm not mistaken. I believe he had a voice there. That's a fun fact for you all. Leave a like on this video. That would mean the world. Also, subscribe, click the notification bell because we are getting through these episodes. What's one more thing? Oh, yes. Full-length reaction watch along where you sync up with your own copy of Black Mirror available for our super sexy rejects at our Patreon page. Thank you to all who have been joining so far. We've been getting so many pledges. We've covered so many movie reactions, and many of you have joined us for Black Mirror alone, so thank you, guys. We also cover several things exclusively over there with reaction highlights and watch-alongs included. Let's watch this show.
Sweetheart, you're gonna scratch your nose, try to go back.
Josh Hartnett?
Damn.
It's cool to see him here. I loved his work in Westworld.
Oh, rest in peace. West in peace.
Hey.
Hey.
Is that Amara?
Yeah, Kate.
Not Amara, the name. Amara.
You're David Ross?
I believe I am.
It's an honor to meet you, sir.
Oh my God, such an honor.
You're the porn star, David Ross.
In the Smut Theater.
Up there, are you like sleeping right now?
It's a kind of sleep. The human experience, the survival of the human body, of life, that's really central to the mission.
She's so tired.
Whoa. So he's not actually here?
Our Lord, Heavenly Father, bless us in these thy gifts, which we take from thy bountiful goodness through Jesus Christ, our Lord. Amen.
Is he also in space?
I guess it's safe to assume. Are these like avatars?
Oh, and it's a clear win for Lily.
Nice parking job.
People smoking reefer in that van.
Hippies. What passion.
Leave the room, John.
Yeah, sorry.
I have a duty to attend to.
Have fun.
Is this why this episode's so long?
This goes on for at least 10 minutes.
Sorry, sweetheart, I gotta go.
This Josh Hartnett is unusually good looking.
Yeah. Come again.
Sorry. I have to go.
Such distance between them.
And the juxtaposing of the city life and the country life. Oh.
It's interesting they said it in the past.
Yeah, like the height of the space race, too.
There is a crack in the solar coating.
Huh.
Cool. This music cue is like Halloween.
It's just them two?
Nope.
How's the new home? It's good. Henry liking the country air?
He'll grow into it.
And Lana? Cape Ann gonna be cosmopolitan enough for her?
It's Fish Island.
When's our next physical?
Friday.
I'll see you Friday. Have a good week.
You too.
Weekend astronauts.
Josh Hartnett's evolved to have a bit of a Brad Pitt thing about him.
Oh, yeah, good call.
Now, is it the clone in space? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
'Cause why wouldn't you just put the clone in space?
Just let it be there all the time.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have a little party for the local folks.
I don't know.
Be good for Henry to meet some local kids.
We'll see.
That means no.
Arms perfectly at his side.
Hop into your third body in the kitchen.
How many chairs do you have in this house?
Get out of my house.
Oh, we've met the machine man.
Is this the Manson
I'm
people?
Kappa.
Oh.
This is Sigma, Theta, and that's Epsilon.
We are Greeks.
You're in my house?
Indeed, we are.
Is that a Culkin?
Nothing has to happen.
Woof.
No stranger in the crowd could doubt. It was Casey at the bat.
Casey at the bat. Good reference. And the mighty Casey has struck out.
Get him in position. Come on. Lay his arm out.
Whoa.
Let's see what's inside your hand.
Is he a cyborg?
That is a tough steak.
Oh.
You are nothing natural, my friend. Sigma, give me your hammer. Theta, get his family.
No.
Try to work out where you are.
What? Oh no, he's gonna need to get back home.
Oh no.
Please, not my children, please. We just want to find out who else is a machine, Mr. Bunny.
Freaks.
We're real. Blood, real blood.
And your kids are real.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to report that's immaterial. A man sleeps in the sky, and you share your bed with this abomination?
You don't actually care about that.
Defying nature must have a cost, or what will become of us all? You. And yes, the children.
Wowzer.
With his heart screaming 1,000,000 miles above us.
Please, please, no.
Oh,
This is insanely disturbing.
wow.
This is very, very disturbing.
Cruel.
Hello. What the hell are you saying?
Oh.
Man, he's just trapped up there now.
Do love a paranoid space movie.
Leave me alone.
I'm so sorry.
I said get out of here!
Watch your back, man.
He told me to get out. Spoke to ground control. Holland says just leave him be. He'll be in shock.
What if he hijacks his body?
Oh, dude, I bet. Go get revenge. We protected natural order.
Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me.
Paying attention?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm real afraid he's gonna try and, like, hijack his family.
Share the body.
Yeah.
Hey!
That boy ain't right.
Everything okay? Sure.
This is very fascinating.
Yeah. Just ominous.
The man is lost. I can't reach him, and I don't know what to do.
He's reading Valley of the Dolls.
What if you let him use your link?
As in,
Just for an hour.
Yeah, okay.
Feel the breeze on his face.
Oh, man.
I don't know.
Sleep with her.
Yeah. Know the comforts of a loving wife.
He's gonna drive to California and kill these guys.
How would you feel about using my link? Would you like that?
I think I'd like that very much.
Oh,
Oh.
this is gonna be terrible.
No good deed goes unpunished.
don't like that. Aaron Paul and his wife are distant.
Yeah, he's gonna take his
The
entire life over.
Opening of this, Josh Hartnett and his wife were very intimate.
He's just gonna smell the air and go back up. That's all it's gonna be.
Would you like to see the forest?
Yes.
That is beautiful.
This is my favorite spot.
Wonder if she's ever showed the actual cliff this.
You're so clear. I've forgotten.
Damn, that looks like a real caterpillar.
Wow, this is like true sci-fi.
This is like Terrence Malick
Terrence
sci-fi.
Malick, exactly. I was thinking, just this, that, Terrence Malick. Damn, this shit is so haunting.
Yeah.
Like, at its core.
Oh. This is beautiful.
Yeah.
Like gut-wrenching, but beautiful.
He's totally banging my wife.
So, can I get my replica back? Oh.
Your place is beautiful.
Your wife. Hot.
Hotter than my old wife.
Yep. Oh, it's about to become obsessive.
One taste. Oh, boy.
I got like 15 different emotions running through me at once.
Yeah.
Like lost and uncomfortable, scared and hopeful.
Little touched.
Seems a little lighter now.
The poor man, he wept like a child.
In front of you? What did you do?
Not much. What could I even say?
Yeah.
She enjoyed her time with him.
Yeah, it's probably the first time she's felt anything that strong in years.
You did this from memory? If I had this down there, I would hang it on the wall.
You know,
I could arrange that.
maybe get me a canvas and some oils. I could paint you something like this for your home. Like a thank you gift. You'd have to let me use your replica again. You might not want to do that. Drawing helps.
I mean, how long would a painting take?
Well, a little while, obviously.
6 weeks.
Really can't rush art, you know.
1 hour. Once a week while I'm doing the physical. He can set up his things up in the barn there. Clearly, it has been on his mind.
How are you going to explain this to your kids?
The kids don't have to know.
But he's going to be like living out there half the time.
Just 1 hour a week.
That's fair. Daddy needs his barn time.
God, there's just so much pain in this episode.
How you finding that? Valley of the Dolls?
Can't say I'm crazy about it. My goodness, it's trashy.
A guilty pleasure.
Yes.
You like sci-fi?
Can't say I've tried it.
Think of a few recommendations for you.
I'd like that.
It's getting.
Oh, man. Why don't you pick up a copy of the Kama Sutra? Oh, no. You dog, you.
Oh, yeah, you want to go back to that barn. This feels like old school black beer.
Yeah. Every time
It's that
shakes his
handshake,
hand.
yeah. She's drawn to him.
Yeah, he's everything she wishes Cliff was.
This is so bad.
No. When will you paint me?
Have you done much painting?
Come over here. I'll guide your hand.
Here. Why don't you just try to add a little to the tree there?
Guide her. Grab her hand.
Yes.
Come on.
Show her how to stroke the brush. Ditto.
Totally see this coming. It's not cheating if it's the same body. They didn't even shake hands.
He's getting too used to this.
This painting's looking good.
Especially love that bush.
Yeah, that one leaf, man. So much character.
There it is.
No.
There it is.
No.
I mean, his reality is so painful that this escape is everything he needs right now.
Everything okay?
Do you have any linseed oil? I've run out.
I know that struggle.
Is there a hardware store in town?
There's Mitchell's. They'll be open.
You think Cliff would mind if we borrow his car?
We borrow his car. I thought you'd never ask.
The locations and production value are well thought out on this episode, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to check the bookstore out a moment. You want to come?
Sure.
I'm also feeling in the mood for oysters. You want to come?
I think you like it.
Are you Cliff Stanfield?
Yes.
Yes.
I was so sorry to hear about what happened with your co-pilot.
Oh.
Such a terrible thing.
A little dose of reality.
No.
How is he doing?
He's holding up.
We really ought to be going.
He gonna go haywire.
You okay?
Uh-oh. The comforting.
So tense. No. Yep. Anytime now.
It's oddly familiar for her. It must be confusing for her.
Yes.
Is that... You added me?
You don't mind, do you?
Oh. Somewhere beyond the sea.
Plop into this in the 60s when people especially sucked at communicating about their emotions.
Yeah. It's like all I wanted is just like, Cliff, open up, Jesus. In some ways you're worse off than the other guy.
Oh, she looks so happy.
Oh, yep. Here it comes.
And so it begins.
Busting out the old playbook.
Must feel like she's not cheating. Must be so confusing. Must be so confusing.
Hey.
He looked at her like,
What?
I've given you the wrong idea.
He won't know.
yeah.
Stop.
You want this?
Get away from me.
No. Ugh.
You confuse me? Work your way into my home, wearing my husband like a suit?
That man is no match for you.
Wow.
I know the way you look at me.
At you?
Look at yourself, dude.
That man let you borrow him.
Yup. Let you borrow his whole life.
Oh, right.
Oh, now you've done it, kid.
Henry, you should go.
No, I don't think so.
David says Henry wrecked his painting.
He hit him.
He gave him a little smack upside the head.
Ugh.
60s.
Kid had it coming.
Remember when he burned a hole in the car seat? I wailed on him plenty, right here in this room. The boy needs keeping in line.
I was feeling bad for you.
David wants to finish the painting.
Goddamn painting.
I know. Let's just let him finish the painting. 2 more visits, tops, and then I will come up with something.
You'll come up dead.
Lana, listen.
Your things are set up in the barn.
Lana, please.
I'm taking Henry to the pool.
He even let him hit the kid. It's crazy. 60s, man.
It's a different time. Find the sketch.
All this time, he's expected his privacy.
Yeah. Oh no. Did she actually pose for that?
I don't think so.
You know, he knows a figure from memory. That's an artist. Oh boy. Like one of your French girls.
I got an alert. What's up? Just a stupid, like a fantasy.
Maybe I will bust your jaw. You want to bust your jaw?
I'm sorry. It's not what.
Wow.
You f***ing creep! My wife!
It's pure fantasy. I got mixed up.
Oh, you got mixed up.
I mean, she's so beautiful. It's...
Oh my god.
Wrong choice of words.
Yeah, every step of the way.
I don't have anything. You have got it all. And you don't even care.
I care plenty.
Your wife is a lonely woman.
Oh, crossing the line, homie.
Yeah.
Unappreciated. Unsatisfied.
Shut your mouth.
Untouched.
Oh yeah.
I will put you through this goddamn wall.
You're crossing the line, man.
You don't know what you've got.
I know damn well.
Do you?
Go back and be the most passionate. He's gonna wreck that painting.
Then we'll know it's him.
Yep.
Or it's an act.
Did you pose for him?
No, I did not pose for him.
Show him your body?
Of course not.
Did he touch you?
No.
Did you touch him?
Oh.
No. Oh, my God.
He drew you naked in his quarters, up there, on board.
I don't know what he drew.
He draws from memory.
That's what I was worried about. So I was worried he was going to bring that up. Where's he going to bring that?
You knew I didn't want him here anymore.
You never said that.
I told you he hit our son, and you did not listen to me. You didn't listen.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't about him lusting after, you know.
You could have told him directly about this inappropriate behavior.
You think so? You're lonely.
All the time you're here, I'm lonely.
Oh, boy. Guess we're having a real conversation.
You brought me here, put me in this house. Now I just walk from room to room, but you're a shadow, and I am here. I am real. So no, he didn't touch me, but I wished he did.
Oh. Point of no return.
For a moment, it felt like my husband was back, and he saw that I'm real, and I want that. And I wished he did too.
And by he means you.
Yeah, go to her.
Aww.
You gotta start talking, boy.
I wanted to apologize. Nothing happened with Lana.
I know. She wasn't interested.
Well, no, that's not true.
That hurts, buddy. I'm lonely.
You don't know what it's like.
I just want to say goodbye.
That's not gonna happen. You know, she told me that your visits offend her.
Oh.
She says that you're a snake, a con man, the worst kind, the arrogant kind. She won't have you anywhere near her. She is mine.
For all time, she is mine.
He's just very disturbed. No.
He's gonna kill your ass.
You will not see or speak to her ever again.
Oh boy.
No, he's gonna kill him.
Damn it. Some kind of emergency.
All your emergencies are fake.
What is it? Small impact a few minutes ago. Coolant tubing took a hit. It's leaking pretty bad.
He's gonna strand him out there.
God damn it, dude.
No visible signs of damage.
David, you sure it was coolant 4?
Damn it.
God damn it.
David!
You should have like a code word with your wife.
Yeah. A safe word.
Huh.
Where the hell are you? Bathroom?
Where's my tag? My tag.
Forgot it. Put it back.
What did you do?
Did he sabotage it?
What, now nobody gets to use it?
Oh, no.
Jesus Christ.
What did you do?
Oh.
Please let this be like you wanted him to feel like you just did painting.
It's just alizarin crimson, everybody. Don't worry.
I hope he's just trying to make a point. Oh no, he actually did it.
Oh. Whoa. Oh, and that same spinning hothead shot too. The bookends, tragedy bookends.
Yeah. You want him to experience it. What? Can't just end like that.
Truly alone, together.
Wow. That was messed up.
Interesting. Yes. That was.
It was really well done because it kept going the route that you would expect it to go. And then right before it crossed that line, they would go, and now we're going a different way.
Yeah,
every single time. It, like right down to the whole thing with the affair with, not the affair, but kind of, yeah. With the wife.
With the painting just, and getting all close.
You just never, you're like, oh, he's going to hijack his body. He does. But I did not see that coming where he would murder them in the end.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's just so just went too far.
He's completely traumatized and also like as detached as one could possibly become.
Yeah, he's just saying he's just holding on to the fantasy as the one thing giving him hope.
Yeah.
Cracks.
truly a lesson in hope sometimes being more cruel almost.
And maybe now you'll appreciate everything. Wow, that was amazing. That was so transportive. What an experience. That was a movie.
Yeah, it really was.
It was just a couple. It was the length of a movie.
Yeah.
That was a real film right there.
And it has all the atmosphere and all the just breadth of a film.
I wish it didn't have the open ended. I like an open ended ending. I like when things have an open ended conclusion, but it doesn't. I don't know. I was like, I want to know that he killed him.
He certainly
should kill him.
He probably should.
But it's like Josh Hartnett's become so dangerous. He did that so fast.
Yeah. It's like he could only have been out there for. I mean, it must have been a minute, but it wasn't like an hour. It doesn't seem like. It seems like it was like 15 or 20 minutes he was out there.
Yeah.
If that. And
the acting was so amazing from everyone here.
Superb.
Aaron Paul playing dual roles here, really able to distinguish it without ever feeling he's doing a Josh Hartnett impression. Josh Hartnett going from that all-American astronaut into this hollow man who would seem like he's weak when he's in space, and it becomes like just the monster by the end.
Yeah.
I love the aesthetic, the landscape. I love how they chose to make it with the 60s at a time of masculinity, especially for men like this, where emotions were so much more detailed, like where the ability to not really identify how you're feeling can just consume you. And I love the feigning of a man who really is in tune with his emotions with Josh Hartnett, but he's really not, obviously.
Yeah.
You know.
Not for real.
Yeah. Oh wow, that was wild. That was so wild. It was like such a simple movie. It was simple.
Well, because it's
so complicated.
Yeah, it's so human, and I do appreciate, like you said, that they kind of let things just unfold in what feels like a very gradual sort of sensory sort of way. And it flirts with all the things you're expecting, and it does a couple of them. And I don't know, there's just such a, I don't know, it felt like it had this like nicely sort of sophisticated tone, because it's like it's not pulpy, but it does have just like this constant sense of dread and ominousness, and just like something is wrong.
Yeah.
And you're just watching in like advanced slow motion this horrible circumstance get worse. And like I appreciate the way they draw the characters, because your sympathies and your identifications drift. And, you obviously meet them in a way that demonstrates, Josh Hartnett is, certainly the more gregarious social type, and Aaron Paul is very closed off. And then, I don't know, it's like it didn't really ever feel cliche. Like there's an easily cliched version of this that they could have gone down. And, it does a lot of things that you would expect, but just not in the way or with the tone you would. It doesn't ever devolve into being like a silly melodrama. Like it does feel like this harsh, confusing situation. And when he's like breaking down the David character, and he's like, "I have nothing in this world any longer. I'm basically I'm alone up here with you, on this mission. We're just continuing to drift out into oblivion." Yeah. And like, you can fathom a way in which this almost could work, and it, especially given the time and place it's in, it just seems like a complete recipe for disaster born of an attempt at altruism, which is so tragic and so horrible.
That was gratifying.
And I like, again, we've said it, but like hats off to the performances so much, because too, like it was nice surprise to see Josh Hartnett back and see him, in a really, juicy role like this, but also like Aaron Paul. Like I love Aaron Paul, and for some reason I always have like this same like process when I see him in something new. I'm like, oh yeah, it's Aaron Paul. I'm gonna see kind of Aaron Paul, and yet when I really jump into whatever the thing is, it's easy to think of like Aaron Paul and Jesse, but like he's so good at embodying very different characters and just in going through the spectrum of emotion and what feels like such a natural, like when he's breaking down in the woods, it was like such a beautiful unbroken take of that. And yeah, he always impresses me. And at the outset, I'm always like, I'm gonna like him in it, but I'm gonna be aware it's him. And then he'll slip into these roles in ways I don't expect. And I think that's really impressive. And Kate Mara too. I thought she did a really nice job, kind of being in this horribly unfortunate position between the both of them. And yeah, it's like in some ways you're rooting for Cliff, but Cliff is also like not the best guy. So like you see how David is the better match in a lot of ways. And Cliff clearly does care, but yeah, he just doesn't have touch or access to his emotional spectrum enough at all to really kind of make good on that. And yeah, it's like it's just such a tragic story from every possible angle. And then finally at the very end it gets, super twisted again. And even that whole bit with the Manson the Manson gang at the top was gnarly. But yeah, it's like it's funny because it's such a naturalistic, I know we name checked Terrence Malick. It has that sort of like tactile life thing about it, and yet it feels like very sci-fi at the same time. Even though the sci-fi, the physical sci-fi elements are like pretty grounded.
No, those are my favorite kind of Black Mirror episodes. When it's not really about explaining a technological thing. That they're watching the human experience and the association and how it fucks with your mind based off of the connection that you form with the technology. So even though this is not necessarily like it's a play on the Avatar thing, which I feel like one day they'll be able to develop something like that, which I feel like would be really cool. But I think having like because I call family was very much like the Manson family for sure. Like that's exactly what they were going for there. And the Culkin was it Severance? Is that the show it's on?
It's not that Culkin. I don't think it's
a different
Kieran.
one.
Yeah, I think
Kieran's
it's
a lot shorter.
Yeah, it's I don't know that. Yeah,
he's one of the Culkin.
Yeah,
yeah,
another Culkin with another very Culkin-y name.
Well, they were smart to really let that feel insanely disturbing. Like the effect of that, just you're left with the impact to constantly have you sympathize for Josh Hartnett's character, so much to the point that even when he's crossing the line, you're like, you're crossing the line, but there's always this side of you that's like, but dude, I understand why your psyche has led you down this path. Yeah. You got to reel it in, but then when Aaron Paul starts going off on him, you're like, dude, I get why you're so mad. But you gotta get this guy some slack. He's got 1 hour a week.
Yeah, and you get to spend all this time there. Yeah,
and he's been through hell and back, and you have no idea what he's had to do. And he's just like these kind of men are constantly about having to put on a display of composure at all times. Even when they're in their most frail, fragile states in their life, they have to just maintain some level of everything's all right when it's not. And like when he's going off at him in the end, you're like, damn it, we were so close to just having some kind of strange resolve, but then you shattered him there. It's like you wanted to hurt him so bad when, it's like no amount of break they get allows them to have any sort of reflection or understanding of what the other person is like. You lose such sight of that. So I loved how the portrayals were of these men.
Yeah,
that their flaws get the best of them in every way. Aaron Paul specifically, like starting off as a person who's like very understanding and because Josh Hartnett takes advantage of him in every way because he literally lends him his body to be able to have an experience thing he didn't have to do, and then he's going out there saying like he's not man enough for you and all that because dealing with reality is too tough. This is a story of a man who cannot successfully grieve. And when like that, it was the biggest fear moment to me was when Aaron Paul like unloaded on him at the very end.
Yeah.
It's like my wife says that she makes her vomit the thought of you. Because
Too much, man.
yeah, you're like, God, I know what he did was like he crossed the line, but one part of you is like understanding it all. Why did you cross the line?
Put yourself in this guy's shoes.
Because they do these nice nuanced touches with getting you to understand the kind of man Aaron Paul is, with being closed off, and like also the whole thing about like hitting the sun. Like you never see it. You never see him like actually hit the kid. You never see this kid once get hit. But even when Josh Hartnett, when embodying Aaron Paul's body, hits the kid, even Aaron Paul's like understanding of that. Like you got to keep that kid in line. You got to keep that kid in line. Like you get the idea of the mentality of this kind of who this man is. And you'd think that Aaron Paul would be softer, like we're going to move to the countryside, we're going to isolate ourselves, and he speaks softly to his wife, But you see that there is this violent guy in him.
Oh, yeah, this possessive guy.
And while Josh Hartnett is like the bigger guy,
Yeah.
like when Aaron Paul's like standing up to him, like that speaks to the prowess of Aaron Paul's performance, where when he's getting in Josh Hartnett's face, you believe that Josh Hartnett is like scared of him a little bit, like intimidated by him because he's in such a weak state that you wouldn't actually expect him to cross the line to such a violent path of that recreation and also punishment for being hurt so bad that he really feels like, you're just not deserving of this, and how painful it was what Kate Mara did. But I love the way they handled the Kate Mara situation, because she easily could have been exactly the affair woman, like I said, it just keeps going down, like we both said, it just keeps going down the path of where you expect it to go, and then the second they start going to that line, they shift course. The second they start he starts getting touchy-feely with her and like, breathing on her neck. She's tempted by it, and then she walks away from the situation, never gives into the situation again. And she stands up to him and says, like, you were being manipulative. You were trying to shower me with gifts and trying to get into my mind and heart, when you are just taking advantage of a situation right now. Like, they made her someone very mature in this, versus what most things would do, which is exactly what I thought they were going to do.
Yeah.
They kept saying, like, this is where it's going. This is where it's going. She's going to sleep with this guy. It's going to get sexual, going to have an affair, and maybe Josh Hartnett's going to take over his body.
Yeah,
totally. You think it's going more that direction, and the way they have her hold her ground as a strong woman, like allowing her to have her flaws and allowing her to have her moments of weakness with temptation, but then giving you an understanding of where she's coming from with that scene that she has with Aaron Paul in the barn, where she is lamenting all of her emotions, and he's actually finally listening to her for the first time. I thought was such a nuanced scene, because they established so much that he's willing to hit someone, and like this, he's probably going to hit her. He's probably going to hit her right now.
Yeah.
And he doesn't. Instead, he listens, So in some ways, what Josh Hartnett did was the path to them healing the relationship. And then he just fucked it up. He went way too far.
Yeah, it's like he illuminated all the things that were missing. And I love the way he played that, because it's almost like, the kind of guy that Aaron Paul, that character is, you kind of believe like, oh, I guess you would just be capable of missing what your wife is clearly expressing through her demeanor through this entire situation. And I like to, as much as part of you wants the satisfaction of like kill him, man, at the same time I like the way they draw the scenario in space, because it does seem like it's a 2-man mission, and if unless both of us are going to perish, we need the two of us up here, and now it's like there's nothing else. So it is kind of like a question mark of just like the human survival instinct now. And they are like bonded in the worst way possible. And that actually kind of tickles my imagination a little bit, because part
at the end of the day, they need each other.
They do.
To survive,
Yeah, and part of me is like, he could easily kill him and he's got nothing else to live for, so they'll just both die. But I could also see how, like, in a twisted way, maybe they just won't kill each other and will just see this mission out and just be damaged and beyond damaged forever. And just, I don't know, the depth of depravity, like, the true break within that David character is something fascinating, because too, it's like they both get not objectified in the traditional way you think, like, ugh, sexual, but like the whole family is like this object because Aaron Paul is yelling like they're mine. Like the way he yells at that one particular time really feels like like you would yell about a thing you own. And by the end, the David character does the same thing. He uses them as a device to communicate his perspective. And it's just so sad and terrible because, yeah, it's like they're also just regular people, being maimed by a robot. Yeah.
Well, and the other thing we haven't talked about too is how the one of the things about when you're in space is like one of the things they train like with astronauts a lot, and especially these crazy missions, is it's mainly a psychological game. And I love how even though they have the accessibility to go back to Earth via these replicas, you still get that touch and sensibility of the mind drifting and the mind losing its self-insanity.
Yeah, well, and it almost begs that question of hope, because on the one hand you're like, what a beautiful advancement, this would be amazing, if you could just plug back into Earth and like have a direct link to your humanity. But then if anything goes wrong, that could be absolutely catastrophic and cause even greater psychological damage than if you were just under the circumstance that you're up here and you're isolated and that's life for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
It's like giving you the access makes it worse when it goes away and even worse when it goes away terribly. And so it is like a fascinating question, because I think anybody would be like, yeah, if we had the capability to do that, absolutely. But at the same time, I don't know, like, even though it is maybe one of the more heightened parts of the episode, like, yeah, you'll have people who are like, this is an abomination. And setting it in the 60s, I think, makes that bit work. It's like, if it had been modern day, I don't think as many people would be apt to, like, Manson up and go kill the abomination robot, automaton. But here, in the time and place, it does seem to make, it rings truer of a time less demystified by crazy tech, and you have this one kind of magic element, which is the replica. And that's the stuff to me that gets kind of at the twisted core of, what makes a Black Mirror, because, this is clearly one of the more like lyrical, more moody, more, again, airy episodes. I feel like they've done a couple like that, even though it's not like tonally similar. It kind of reminded me of I feel like San Junipero kind of has a similar quality, even though that one's more like less sad. But yeah, like this core twistedness that just feels so bleak and sad, but also like human despite how technological it is, I guess. Dark depths of the human core.
Yeah. Quite an ethereal experience, ladies and gentlemen. That was fun.
Yeah.
It's fun in all the most messed up. It messed me up. I'm very much I think this is gonna be the last one we shoot today. My brain's not just wiped from this. We shot the first one, and then I had to like edit and do the thumb and upload. And I was like, I kind of took the wind out of it now.
Sure.
And now watching this, I was like, man, my mind's just messed up now.
Well, yeah, it's one of those episodes that ends, and you're like,
I
just kind of want to
like,
sit in silence and
yeah.
contemplate
I'm like,
how terrible my
like,
soul feels right now.
The whole time I was like, how do I feel right now? Because I don't know how I feel. I'm in this weird vortex of a situation because there's so many. It's so layered and nuanced with so many vast emotions. It's such a wide array on every frame of this episode that like, oh man, I am watching this way at the wrong hour after a very long day.
Yeah, absolutely. Go hop in the pod and take an hour and go back
I gotta
to
talk
Earth.
about this. This is really hard. Yeah,
yeah. No.
The hardest time talking about it. So yeah, this is gonna.
No, I feel
we'll look different for the next couple.
Yeah, so we'll be re-energized by the next couple.
Yeah.
But that was beautiful.
Yeah, that was great. That was amazing.
Beautiful and wrenching.
It was truly amazing. That's one for the books. Unforgettable. All right, guys. Well, thanks for being here, and we will talk to y'all soon.